One of the things we have consistently heard is that battles are inevitable. On the earth, battles are inevitable. There will always be a fight of faith. But there's something that I've observed, something that I noticed, particularly in God's dealings with his people, in the battles of life. I've noticed that God usually has a strategy for battles. When God enforces victory, when God gives victory to his people, he often uses a strategy. I discovered that one of the favorite strategies of God is to use undirected weapons in the battle of life. If I ask you what is the greatest war story you have heard, perhaps reading your Bible, you might mention the David and Goliath story. But how did it happen? How was a giant slain? A little boy, an undirected fellow, an insignificant person, decided to come with a stone and slings. The point is that in the battle strategy of God, he often uses undirected things. Like how he says it in Psalm verse 8 and 2. He says, out of the mouth of babies and sucklings thou hast ordained strength. Why does God use undirected weapons? Why does God use things that the experts of war may not find valuable? That no flesh should glory in his presence. That's why. This is very crucial in understanding the patterns of God and the strategy of God for battles. This morning, I'd like you to see something that God has given you as a weapon, a very potent weapon in warfare. Many of you do not consider it a weapon because you don't understand the principle of God and the strategies of God for battles. That's what I've taken time to explain. But the thing that God has given the believer, the Christian, is the voice of victory. There is a voice of victory in the believer that when it is activated, when it is initiated in the battle of life, it invites God and creates circumstances that are favorable for the believer.